Dr. Camelia Deb, and welcome you all to another episode of Rupkatha brought to you by Techno India University. Today, I have with me Ankit Agarwal, who is a student of CSE AI Department of Techno India University and has been recently placed at TCS Digital with a very high package. Today, he is here with us to share his insights, his inspirations, his experiences, and his journey. It's a pleasure to have you with us today, Ankit.
Thank you so much for
Welcome.
having me, ma'am.
Okay. So basically, landing up in the domain of AI and getting such a good position is not a matter of just a simple thing. What was your preparation strategy?
I think with the very start, it's very important to understand and clear out the basics. That's really important. And to understand like the core concepts we have in our CS, we have data structures, we have operating systems. And so we need to initially understand the basic concepts of we have as in CS. And then moving on to AI, because if we do not understand the preliminary stage of how a computer is working, we won't be able to make the computer understand how to work like humans or to have that sort of artificial intelligence. So that's really important. Like the foundation should be basics and it should be very clear, I believe.
Okay. So what did you do to tailor your preparations for TCS Digital? In details, what have you done so that your juniors who are watching you, they also get to know?
I think something that's really important is what I had also done and gotten advice from all of the faculties and faculty members, being my teachers, my, even people who, where I was working with in teams for my hackathons and projects, and people that I've networked with have always told me something that's really important, that after you, clear and understand the basics, it's really important to keep on practicing, because these are concepts and these are problem solving logics, because when you are dealing with, coding, that's like a integral part of what we do. So when you're dealing with that, so problem solving is a big aspect. And if we keep on practicing, so that's really important, to keep on practicing and clearing out the concepts and then slowly moving. It's like a trail. You have to go from one position to another. Like we need to start at somewhere, we need to clear out, understand that, and then we have to slowly rise up and get to the difficult questions, clear them out, and then dive into different topics. It can be cybersecurity, it can be AI, it can be blockchain, or all of that cryptocurrency situation. But yeah, it's really important that we go through this in a procedure and a matter. And while preparing, it's also important that you follow the advice of the people who have already had experience in this domain. So obviously our faculties, and we can talk to our seniors as well, who have already had the experience of interviewing or maybe internship experience. That's also something that's really important.
Okay, I'll be coming to them one after the other, but I'll start with the concepts and the all the concepts and courses, basically the AI related concepts and courses that you have gone through, that you have practiced. As you say, you have practiced a lot. So what were the concepts and the courses, that the foundational, I will say, that the students need to follow? What were those that you have followed?
I think primarily we can have over whatever the the school college is providing us with the syllabus, where if you are able to stick to that and follow to that, that covers most of it, I believe. And other than that, if we want to practice and need to have other insider knowledge and more deep dive into anything, so we have courses available over on different platforms. We have Coursera. Obviously YouTube is a free platform. We can all go at YouTube and we can search and learn more things. We have certification available. Even our faculty members and teachers who have guided us through the grooming classes and everything, they have taught us about NPTEL courses, which is also really cool, and we can get to learn their courses and certification as well. So that's something I took on Coursera as well, on your YouTube also. YouTube is a free platform, but yeah, Coursera we can apply for financial aids and we get free courses as well. So that's also something I got my understanding and certification for these courses from.
There are multiple aspects, I suppose, and for the part of the placement which you found really very difficult, and which you thought was the most important and you concentrated the most, what was that part?
The part which I believe is what looked over, like mostly in interviews and everything, was more about the clearing of the concepts when they ask questions, they want to not only see if you are able to answer the question or not, like if you are able to give, because it's very easy if you have a great academic knowledge, you can write a paper and answer, and it's very different when you're in an interview and the interviewer is asking you certain questions. They're not only looking at whether you're able to answer the right answer or not, they're also looking at how you're approaching the questions. So the approach to problem solving, how you have to approach a certain problem, that's also really important. So while you're doing so in an interview, you need to make the interviewer understand that, because they are not just only looking for your correct answer, they are looking for how you approach the questions, how you tackle it in a difficult situation, and if you are unable to answer, what would you do? Because after all, we are looking for a person, they are looking for a person who can join their company and put in some sort of positive effort to them, contribute to them. So that's also something important. So that is the one aspect, I believe, we have been taught over, through the grooming classes we have had, Python grooming classes and other grooming classes that the school provides, apart from the college provides, apart from our academic classes. So that's also something important which most people look over. Over there we can get certain insights which we do not get in academic classes, so that also college is providing us. So if we get into that, we can understand these clues and things which we do not get through just academic reading or going through websites and reading articles.
Okay, so if I want to, suppose I want to make it a bit easier for the viewers who are maybe in their first year or in their second, third years, and they're watching you, and I want to make a checklist of the things that the recruiter sees or the recruiter actually wants in a candidate for them to select, then what would that be?
For if are you talking about a resume perspective?
No, as a candidate perspective, not only the resume.
Right. So I think apart from having the skills, the technical aspects, and the concepts down, you need to actually have certain sorts of projects that you have built. That's really important. You have put in your knowledge, you have put in your theoretical knowledge, your conceptual knowledge into something, and you have built something practical. So that's also really important. Apart from you having a technical skills or soft skills is also there. Not only communication is really important, part of a job, any part, anywhere. Communications, having good communication skills, having a good overall portfolio, not only on your paper, not only on the resume, but overall a good portfolio, a good journey, and a good deal of experiences, because I believe experience do count a lot. And if you're part of hackathons, if you're part of internships, you get these experiences. Like hackathons, you can get to deal with real world problems, and then you can understand the approach to solve them. And then you have internships where you get to deal with how you would actually in a real corporate world or corporate environment. So that's these are certain I believe qualities the recruiter primarily looks for in a candidate, apart from just having the academic knowledge.
Okay, so how basically this on-campus placement drive looked like? I mean, how? What was the entire placement procedure?
So for my specifically for my yeah, okay.
Yes, yes.
So initially when it began, it was sort of I was in through second year, I was kindly focusing more primarily on hackathons and was participating in them continuously. And then the fourth year rolled in, and so it was kind of a shocker. It took a little while to settle in and understand like how these are such a competitive space, and you need to show up with your best, and you need to present yourself best on that particular scenario in that interview space. So at first it was difficult to understand, to navigate basically. But then when we can communicating with our faculties or our teachers who are grooming us, also college also provides us like a placement grooming classes, which is also really beneficial. So they give and do like mock interviews as well. So I think I initially missed some of them, so I was not able to really perform well in the first few interviews, because I was not aware what to expect, and other than that I was not really understanding what questions to expect in that scenario. So that later on, when I got to attend these classes, I got a clear idea and clarity regarding what to expect. So it was less unexpected and more of I can predict the next question what it can be, and through that understanding and through the guidance, I think it was easier for me to get through the interview process.
So basically, the mock interviews or the GDs, basically the communication sessions that were conducted in TIU, they helped you a lot with coming up with or expecting what exactly to take the next move into. right?
Precisely, yes.
Okay. So aptitude test, coming to the aptitude test, it is one of the first hurdles that one candidate faces. How did you tackle that? What were your preparation strategies, and how basically how did you tackle them?
Yeah, I think this is something a lot of people look over, aptitude, but it's really important because it teaches us communication, not only communication, but the aptitude in the sense, the basic knowledge of other than what specifically. Like, I understand our domain is a particular section of computer science, that's fine, but other than that, we need to have a problem solving, mathematical logic, because all of these core concepts are anyways required over at your end, even in the core understanding of the work you are doing. So throughout that, we do have academic aptitude classes as well, which we, most people do not attend and skip over, but I think it's really beneficial as well, because if because anywhere you're applying, the first screening round after your CV has been shortlisted is the aptitude round. So clearing aptitude round is really important for any aspects. So continuous practice as well, once again the same thing with what we do with coding and concept learning. It's really important to practice continuously these aptitude questions and have an idea, so you can approach it in, your when you are given or you're faced with such scenarios.
Nothing can be set aside and kept for later. I think
Definitely.
that's how we should prepare.
Definitely.
Coming to the next round, which is another tricky round, I would say, the technical round.
Yes.
And most of the times, the candidates are very skeptical about it, that what happens, what exactly are the things that are going on. So, what was your experience, and what would be your advice to the ones who are watching you?
I think everybody has pretty much always heard about, the very important thing is DSA. We need to focus really on DSA and the core concepts, because during the interviewer is not really looking, as I mentioned earlier as well, is not looking whether you are able to directly answer the question. They're looking at how you are approaching the question as well. So if you are even able to prove the part that you understand the question and you know how to approach the questions, so your more than half of your solution is done there, because they don't want entirely ki you give me the 100% right answer. They want to see your approach, how you're approaching it, whether you have the understanding of the basic concepts or not, and how well are you able to apply them, because having a theoretical academic knowledge and putting it in practical is a different thing. So that is what they're looking for primarily. And yeah, this is what these are the advice I had gotten from my faculty also. I'd also like to mention Rahul sir. He got us through Python grooming classes. We did a lot of mock interviews with him, so he kind of guided us through these points. We have our amazing coordinators, teachers, and also like Ishan sir. College is always there to back you up in any scenario, whether you're part of hackathons or anything. They're always there. You just need to communicate and ask. So that is what I did when I realized ki, I needed certain sort of guidance in that. So yeah, that's when I understood ki how it is important, like aptitude, the basics, and in technical interview, apart from the DSA and the concepts, which are really important. And what I was given was, after I was mainly when my technical round started, it started off with discussing about a lot of my projects. So I believe one thing I believe was the reason I stood out was most of my projects were parts of hackathons. So they had won in hackathons as well. So I had initially my conversation was about my projects only. So they were quite impressed by the projects that I had done, and they were asking certain questions regarding, because it's also really important, if I'd like to advise people also watching, that it's really important what you have done and what you're putting into your CV. You know it end to end, and you need to express and tell. You need to know very in-depth knowledge of whatever projects that you have built, and you need to express it well to the interviewer, because they would want to understand what you have done, what issues, what problems you have faced while making that project. So after the projects, if they're finally impressed with your projects, they're not really going to question more on your basic concept, because they understand now that you have basic knowledge and you have implemented them. And so after that, my project questions was done. they moved on to a little bit of oops concepts, like, which was important. If you go through, specifically preparing for TCS, you can see, like, this it oops is something, one of their favorite topics. They like to ask about that. So they went into a little bit of oops. Then they provided me to prepare a coding question. And it's also really important that a programming language, you need to have fluency in one of the languages. So it's not like you have to specifically prepare one or two languages you need to know. It can be any language, but you need to be very fluent in it, very you need to hand it over to it, and you should have control over it. You can do all the DSA problems, all the oops in that control of that language. So yeah, I believe that after that was overall my technical round.
Yes, in the entire answer, what I liked was you mentioned that there are many aspects of the things that you have gone through. Like, there was not only the technical part, there were more of communication, there were languages, there were grooming parts. They were all so much important, and the college has really provided you with much of the facilities, because definitely it's the part of the college, it's the duty of the college that it does. And therefore we are so happy to have you here with us. And coming to some of the unexpected questions or situations that you have faced in the placement journey, and how did you tackle with it?
Not exactly. I don't recall exact event where I was, confused or put on a spot in an event. But I think it's something that people usually tend to get overwhelmed a lot. Like, you can see your friends, your classmates getting placed on certain opportunities that you are not really able to get through in the, certain rounds after that. So, what people usually tend to do, they usually tend to, get overwhelmed, and they tend to, get depressed in some sort of way, get really sad. I won't say depressed, but yeah, they tend to get really work over themselves. And in that section, it's really important to understand key, apart from loathing over something that you have missed out, why don't you put that energy into something focus on the next aspect, because life does not end here, right? So you can focus on the next aspect, because opportunities don't end here. There will be further many more opportunities. And why just look at on campus, because college is definitely going to provide you that, but we can also look into off campus. And the college would be the first person to give you the shoulder, even if you're looking for off campuses. So they are not going to even never pull you down, they're going to just push you further, even if you get an off campus opportunity. So that's really important, key, never to look down on your idea of the fact that you were not able to go through a certain round and your friends were, never to loathe that. So for that, it's really important to also have the correct guidance and the correct circle around you. That's also very important. People who support you, who understand you, because you cannot let one or two interview round to question your capability or worth. It might not be the best day for you, but you know how hard you have worked, and you will shine definitely. So it's not the end of the world.
Exactly. So as you say, that we fail only when we stop trying, and once we try again, it's us winning again, right?
Definitely.
So that's a very good thing that you have said. And I want the viewers to understand that we only fail when we stop trying. So never stop trying, because the opportunities are plenty. You just have to put in your efforts into the right place, your mindset in the right place, and you're just very good to go. And coming to the HR round, Ankit, HR round is often very unpredictable. Some
Very.
say it was very easy. Some say, oh no, it's what is very difficult. So how did you tackle it? What was your strategy in that?
I think something which I had been told was, to be true to yourself, to be yourself. That's really important. And as you are mentioning, definitely it's like one of the trickiest rounds. And, it's very unpredictable. You don't know what the interviewer is going to ask you in this section almost. So it can be anything from, regarding your work ethics, regarding how you would manage a situation. So it's probably mostly that, they're going to throw you a certain situation, and they're going to ask you how you would act or how you would react in that situations. So you have to be very calm. And first of all, it's really important to be calm and not to get overwhelmed with the pressure you are on. It's a lot of pressure, very true. Like, after clearing all of the round, this is the last round before you get an offer. So there is a lot of pressure in this scene. But to stay calm and to be true to yourself is really important. So then you'll be able to come up with the real answer, how to deal with this tricky situation. And you have to be truthful. And before you are getting into this, you're obviously going through previous interviews and articles rounds, and you are so taking a scenario, an idea. And while you're applying to a company, you need to understand that what are the ethics, and the what kind of work ethic the company appreciate and manages. So when you are doing that, answering such questions, so you need to keep these ethics in mind and then answer your question. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Of all the stages, Ankit, which one did you test? Which of the steps tested you the most?
I think initially definitely the technical stage and the HR stage, because technical step, of course, they throw you a question which you are not that well aware of, and they don't look at, because I was not exactly at the very first or the first initial test, I was not able to directly solve the problem. So instead they advised me to tell me my approach, how I'm approaching the question. So I gave them the approach, what I was planning to do, how I was trying to answer the questions. And then they had given me a little hint, and then I was able to solve the questions. And HR was primarily the understanding from the mock interviews that I had done in the placement grooming classes, the idea to stay calm and answer truthfully with keeping the ethics of work in mind.
Okay. So what are going to be your advices to the 2026 batch which is going to pass out regarding placements, regarding their career options? What is going to be your advice to them?
I think the only advice I can give to them is, never stop trying, as you mentioned, because it's not the end of the world, it's not the end of the opportunities. And, stop comparing yourself with others, rather compare yourselves with how you are the very next day, how you can improve yourselves better, and focusing primarily on your core concepts, that you are clear, you are clean cut through. And of course, very, very important, keep on exploring opportunities, keep on exploring, keep on putting yourself out there, because until and unless you put yourself out there, you'll never know whether you could have been able to do that or not. So that's really important. Like, these are 4 5 mantras, if you will, you have to abide by if you want to be somewhere, because there is still, life is a long journey and it's not the end of the world.
Okay, so how early they should start their preparation? Like, as you say that it was on second year that you were gradually getting into your niche and understanding what were the aspects. So, what basically is the time when they should start looking for and building themselves, and what are the focus steps that they should take to build themselves?
I think, as I'd mentioned previously, in second year itself, I think it's when you get to the core concepts of our academics, and when the teacher is teaching you that, when you are the first time when you're learning these concepts, it's really important you have a very clear understanding, because these are the things which we require later on as well. And in order to have that sense, you are able to go on ahead and solve problems, you need to clear these aspects and these ideologies beforehand. That's from the very start. And when you start to gradually grasp these concepts, you need to keep on exploring what else you can do, what else your interests are, what else your niche are, so that you are able to explore yourself more and understand and learn more. That's really important.
And what were the core concepts and the various programming languages that you mainly focused on?
Since I had my niche in Java from from my school days, I primarily focus in that. So if you pick one programming language that you are well aware of, then you can go through preparing DSA in that and understanding all the core concepts in that particular language. So that's really important.
Okay, so as you say that the college has put in much of the efforts, and you say that they have backed you much of it. So how was your campus life?
It was, if I have to describe it in few words, it was exciting and a lot of exploration that I've had over the while. Starting with, this was the first time actually in second year, so we were encouraged by college, because there are a lot of opportunities out there in the world, but you need somebody, because this is the first time you are getting into something. So it's really, there has to be somebody, this guided figure, who is going to let you know about these opportunities, and guide you through how to go about this opportunity. So that's something college provided us in the very start. So in the second year, I believe, in our college group, we received this notice about the Kavach National Cybersecurity Hackathon, and that's the first time I thought, let's participate in this. I was feeling, a little, I wanted to try something new, something interesting, and learn more about this. So that's the first time I, talked to my friends, and we formed a team, and then we approached our faculties with these, and they, guided us how to apply. Then we made a project according to the concepts, and through our college faculties, we got more idea about the project, like how can we improve the project, how can it be relevant to put into an industrial level to be a part of the competition. So that all guidance, and having internal rounds in our college itself, pitching a lot of people in our college itself, so it was kind of an preparation as well. So after we got that's when we, after all of that, was the first time we got selected for the finals in Kavach, and that's when we went to Orissa. So throughout this, college had given us the entire support with lodging and everything, understanding, and traveling as well. And so that was something, the first time I had explored into something different apart from what I am usually doing, academics and everything. So yeah, that
So
was the
beyond
first.
academics, that was a part that you have really enjoyed, as you say.
Yeah.
And in the college, there are also various clubs, and there are various programs which are constantly going on. Were you a part of them?
Yes, so I've been a part of, in the very first year, I've been a part of the cultural club. It was a drama club called Rupkatha. Yeah, I was a part of that drama club in the first club, and then later on with academics and everything, I switched into there. We have tech clubs also. We have Vivarta as our tech club. So yeah, I switched into that as well. That was a
Okay.
lot of fun. in my
Okay. It
campus
was
life.
the fun part of the college life, as I suppose.
Definitely.
And from the cultural club as well, we have two very, very talented students with us, and they are Porag and Dia, who are here with us today, and they are going to sing a beautiful song that they will present to us. And it's your time, so let us all enjoy your song.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay.
মেঘের পালক চাঁদের নোলক কাগজের খেয়া ভাসে বুক ধুক বুক চাঁদ পানা মুখ চিলে কোঠা থেকে হাসে মেঘের বাড়িতে ভেজা ভেজা পায়ে তাথই বর্ষা কাক ভেজা মন জল থই রাতের হলো ভরসা আমি তুমি আজ একাকার হয়ে মিশেছি আলোর বৃত্তে মম চিত্তে নিতে নিতে কে যে নাচে মেঘের পালক চাঁদের নোলক কাগজের খেয়া ভাসে আলতো পায় ছড়ানো পথ ভিজে আয়না এই শহর আজ ভোর টের পায় না জল টুপ টুপায় ছন্দ রাতের জুঁই ফুল ও জল টুপ টুপায় ছন্দ রাতের জুঁই ফুল হাতে হাত রেখে আলোক শালুক স্বপ্নে মুশগুল অগোছালো মন মেঘে যে শ্রাবণ মেঘ থই ঝরে না ও আমি তুমি আজ একাকার হয়ে মিশেছি আলোর বৃত্তে মম চিত্তে নিতে নিতে কে যে নাচে মেঘের পালক চাঁদের নোলক কাগজের খেয়া ভাসে রঙের দোয়াতে আঁকি বুকি ভোর এলোমেলো করে কাটছে দিন পাল্টায় আলো আলতায় দুটো মন আজ হাঁটছে যত লিঙ্গলি আকুলা বাকুলি পথে চলা কদ্দূর আগুনের আঁচে আনাচে কানাচে তুমি আর আমি রোদ্দুর, তুমি আমি দিন সত্যি হয়ে বাকি সব আজ মিথ্যে, মম চিত্তে নৃত্যে নাচে মেঘের পালক চাঁদের নোলক। ও কাগজের খেয়া ভাসছে। থ্যাংক ইউ।
থ্যাংক ইউ ফর প্রেজেন্টিং দিস, ইট ওয়াজ সো রিফ্রেশিং।
থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম।
Thank you, ma'am.
তোমাদের কি এর পরেও এই গান কন্টিনিউ করার ইচ্ছা আছে, মানে ইন ফিউচার এটা আজ ক্যারিয়ার অপশন?
একদম চান্স পেলে
একদম
obviously.
chance আছে।
If we get a chance, then yes.
If you get a chance, then you will definitely pursue.
Yes.
All the
Obviously.
very best. We are looking forward to seeing your concerts and your programs.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
all
you
the
so
very
much, ma'am.
best. Thank you for joining us. Okay, Ankit,
Yes.
what were your parents and your reaction when you got this placement offer?
I think waited for a while, and after I'd received the offer, I was very excited, and I let my parents know when they were also really excited and happy for me, because after trying for a while, I was able to secure one, and also my faculty members, teachers had also informed Rahul sir as well about this, this news, and they were also really happy for me.
Okay, okay. And coming to AI, since you're a part of the AI domain, and how AI is basically changing the job landscape now, according to you?
So this is a very controversial thing, I believe. Yeah, I mean, people do say, a lot of people are saying like the AI taking off jobs, but it's not the case. It's actually, providing more jobs. It's easing a lot of situations. Very true. A lot of automations have been, replaced with AI. That's very true. But yeah, it's also bringing in new opportunities as well. And yeah, it's helping more than, it's harming.
Okay, okay, I suppose absolutely when we use any technology for good, it's a good.
Yeah,
It's on us.
very true. Very true.
Okay, so how did you, because the placement preparations and the academics were going hand in hand, so how did you manage that? There were times of burnout, as you say, there were opportunities which you missed maybe to get a better opportunity later on, I suppose. So how did you manage those times, the down times?
Right. In this case, as I mentioned also previously, a good circle is really important to encourage you, and your guidance from faculty members to understand the right opportunity or to understand the right track for you. So once you are able to understand that, and after that you can plan out how you are supposed to give time to each of that, like from your placement preparation to your academic studies. So it's a combination of all of that.
Okay. And did you ever consider pursuing higher studies? Like if there was a situation like if you were, it was getting difficult to get placed, there are students who might find it difficult. So how much feasible is higher studies?
I think it's completely on you. The way you pursue it, the way you put in the efforts, the skills that you possess, that's really important. And if you understand and you can see there is a calling in it for you, and so that's what you do. You can pursue higher studies as well. So there is no end to opportunities, and to getting placed, it's not like the one time thing that after college you have to get placed. It's not that thing. So you can get placed anytime. You can complete your masters, your higher studies anyways, and then you can get placed in a far better position than you might have after just completing your bachelor's. So that's something you need to understand for yourself, to figure out for yourself how your skills align, how well you have prepared. Because if you're not getting placed or if you're not getting through certain rounds, it's because of how you are, maybe it's because of you're deficient in certain skills. It might be the case, and you need somebody to guide you through that. So while you are facing rejections also, so it's really important to sit down with your faculty member or anybody to guide you to understand what might have been the reason for your failure, for you not to clearing this round. So then you can get that sort of insight from there as well, and then you can go on improving. But yes, if you find your calling is more into learning more about it, getting more deep into it, you can pursue higher studies, because from the very start, as you have also mentioned, it's not the end of the world.
And what would be your contribution to this society and to this country? As I presume that you are a very positive person, so I am really looking forward to your answer to this.
I think once I'm able to, be efficient enough to contribute to something large, something that actually impacts our society, the world, the people we live with, and the world we live in, that be, the top thing in my bucket list to clear out. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to being, someday that efficient enough. I am trying. Every day is, every day I fail, and the very next day I try back again. So it's like a continuous cycle, and I believe I'll reach there someday, where I'll be able to contribute to in such an extent that it would definitely, cause a difference in people's life.
That's so nice. And my last question, as I always ask, what are going to be your advices to your juniors? Although they have been advised many a times, I know, with so many advices, but beyond academics maybe and academics, what are going to be your advices who are watching you?
So I'd say keep on exploring, keep on discovering yourself. Life is a journey, and you discover, you learn more about yourself throughout the process. So it's really important. You are being, provided certain opportunities by your colleges, by your, mentors. So it's really important for you to put yourself out there and go explore these opportunities, because what can happen, like बुरा से बुरा क्या ही हो सकता है, you'll fail at them and it's fine. You can go move on to the next opportunity. Life is a cycle. So that's definitely, one thing I'd say.
It's such a positive end to this conversation. Getting placed in such a valued company with such a good role is really commendable, and we are
Thank
so
you so
happy
much.
for you, and we are so proud of you. Congratulations once again, Ankit.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
And as I always say, that stay focused, dream higher, dream always big, and always look for opportunities. And you don't fail when you try. Always try for better things in life. And as he says that it's not the end of the life, it's always another opportunity waiting for you. For more such insightful, informative videos and more such insightful journeys, keep following us and keep following the Facebook and YouTube pages. We'll be back with more such insightful and informative videos for you. And thank you, and take care. And obviously there is Rabindra Jayanti, and the celebrations will be on 15th of May. Stay tuned with us. We do have lots more coming on that day. Take care and goodbye.